Welcome back, everybody, to the Nevin Shapiro Show. I'm Mike Torado. I'm here back with Nevin Shapiro. And today we're going to get into a full breakdown of the 2025 schedule for the University of Miami. I'm going to have Nevin go into each game and break down all the games and give obviously a score prediction on each and then an overall record at the end. So before the video starts, please click that subscribe button. If you're not subscribed by now, I don't know what you're doing. We're posting videos every week for you guys. And as always, let's get into the action.
I got some crazy cane gear. I'm dying to give away. Shit you couldn't get ever on eBay or one of these sites. Like, I'm dying to give it away. Like, who doesn't want a current Hall of Famer's Miami jersey from back when? I don't know.
We'll do some more giveaways. We got to get some more subscribers.
Come season. I'm just telling you guys, shit's gonna be piping hot, man.
Hot off the press.
I wasn't even trying to be involved in this.
So, all right, we've talked about it before, but we're gonna get into it again. Obviously, the first game is Notre Dame. So, give us what your thoughts.
All right, so before I give these predictions or this commentary, let me just preface by saying, there's still moves that are gonna be made in the portal. So I don't think this is the final roster. And other schools are also going to make acquisitions and have, deletions to their current squad. So, I'm grading on a curve, but for the most part, you know where your core is.
Yeah.
I mean, Miami's offense line is solid. That's going to drive the car. How is that defense going to be from last year? Well, it can't be worse. So, I think the expectations are very high. They should be. But you got the stench of that collapse from last year that has got to stay relevant to a UM fan's mind. It has to, until proven otherwise. Right? Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
You're a Miami fan? So, I'm going to go through it. I'm very pro Miami, talent-wise. They're stacked. They got talent. Who's coaching the talent? That's going to be your determining X factor. With no further ado, they beat Notre Dame. I don't know how. I don't know why. They just should. They're at home. They got a lot to prove. Carson Beck's got massive, massive pressure on him. Whether he acknowledges the pressure or doesn't, all eyes are on him. Period. I've made a number of jokes, which really weren't jokes, because you know me. It's how I really feel. About, throw left-handed, and I mean it. Now, I'm just making it easy for the fan base and taking the shot directly to the face. He better be there August 31st. Everything else, nobody wants to see Luke Nickel. Nobody wants to see Emory Williams if he's even still here. Coleman's coming in next year. Everybody's there for Carson Beck. Be that guy or find out what comes with it. Getting $6 million or whatever money he's getting and playing in South Florida with a rabid fan base, a bandwagon fan base. They're all in now, all the fans. So that's what it is.
Yep.
They beat Notre Dame. I don't think they have a choice.
There you have it. Give me a score prediction.
I can't. Too early for that. Miami's going to score. I mean, their offense is tailor-made to score. So, 35-40. They get 30-40. I mean, that's expected. It's not even.
Yeah.
It's expected.
Yeah.
I don't see them just running the ball to control the clock on a team like Notre Dame with their defense. So I believe they're going to have to throw. Way too early to give you a score prediction. Way too early. Way too early. But I expect a W.
Okay.
You could skip through the next couple of games. Like, let's just make it easy for the fan base.
Yeah,
What do you got?
Bethune-Cookman, don't worry about it.
I mean,
Yeah.
we give our praise to what that school stands on. It's not a practical matchup. South Florida, I'd say the same.
Yeah.
Even though I'm a South Florida alumni. but that never stopped me from cheering against them. Let's just get right into the game that you want to ask.
Florida Gators.
Really just such a defining game for this program. They beat the fuck out of them last year. But they didn't beat the fuck out of them later in the year. And Florida improved drastically. Billy Napier just did an amazing job to save his job. I said it on a number of podcasts that I had done with the Beyond the Narrative. And I gave a public service announcement apology. I thought he was a dead man walking. Did a great job. Miraculous. That's gonna be some game, man. Miami wins that game. They got a lot of good stuff in front of them.
Yep.
I'm never gonna give the hate, man. I went through my situation and I told you I won't speak down on Miami again. That was an emotional time for both me and those guys. I'm giving Miami the win.
Can you give me any score prediction there?
No, just a great game.
Okay.
I really think that's going to be a great game. I think that's their hardest game, talent-wise matchup of the year right there. Florida's got so much to prove. They got fucking bitch slapped in front of their own crowd. I mean, like bad. They got beat the fuck down.
It was bad.
Yeah, I mean, they got beat up.
Embarrassing.
Cam Ward's gone, and he was he was that dude in that game, and I think he put the country on notice of what kind of ball player he is. I'm just saying Miami gets it, man. If you ask me, I could give you 12-0. I've been saying that since 1983. I don't ever see a loss. But I guess I'm a little bit part of the media now, you would say. So I got to be honest. I just think they should win both games, man. I rag Mario a lot, as you know. And I like Mario, but I rag him because I'm honest. And this team comes down to his nuts. The nuts he shows. Like, don't talk it, be it. Just be it. Like a lot of people, not to get on me. A lot of people make the comment, oh, this guy's a fucking midget. He talks shit, this and that. I'm the fucking toughest motherfucker you'll ever meet in your life. Mentally. I went away for 10 years. A rich guy going into prison, 5'5". The point is, I am tough mentally. Tough. Mario's got to be as tough as he talks. Right? You see the comparative analogy?
Mm-hmm.
Be as tough as you talk. And that's going to show in his team. And you don't lose to a team like Syracuse if your team takes on your personality. Period. Anyone from the fan base, the Miami fan base, can disagree with me if you want to disagree with me. But tell me what I just said is not true. You're a psych. I've never seen you not in a Miami hat or shirt since I've known you. This guy is the ultimate Dolphin Denny, but for Miami. Am I lying what I'm saying?
I was there. No. I was
Okay.
at that game.
I mean,
especially with a 21-point lead.
Yeah, I mean, and
You
I,
got a three
and I really
touchdown
don't
head
want to
start.
talk about last year, but I have to use it as a basis for comparison. Just be about that. Be as tough. Make your team as tough as you claim to be. And I'm not saying he's not tough, but make actions speak louder than words. Go fuck someone up. Go kick a team's ass. And rub their fucking face in it. We run this state. I think there any questions about our trajectory? Yeah, there's questions about your trajectory. Yeah, the talent's there. But I don't think the Gators are scared of your comments, even though you beat the shit out of them last year. Miami beats Florida. I think Florida State, let me move ahead for you.
Florida State.
I think Florida State is a real landmine game. Because you couldn't have
on
been
the road.
You couldn't have been any more piss poor than you were last year if you're Florida State. I mean, they were an absolute embarrassment.
Yeah.
I mean, they were fucking dog shit on steroids.
Really bad.
So
never seen a program 10 like that.
So here's my, if we're getting into the psychology of the University of Miami in past, you got to say, okay, let's say Miami comes in 4-0. They're drinking their Kool-Aid.
Yep.
Landmine. Dangerous spot.
Trap game.
dangerous spot
Yep.
because Florida State's not going to be drinking their own Kool-Aid. They're going to be living off Miami's Kool-Aid, right? So I'm not saying we lose. I'm just saying don't think that's some kind of walk in the park. It's not. It's a last possession game.
They want their redemption.
They should want their redemption in general, just looking in the mirror.
Yep.
It has nothing to do with Miami. Miami's just part of whatever they got to do to make their own soul easy.
Yeah. We put it on them, not as crazy as Florida, but we still put it on them last year, and we won convincingly.
Yeah, I mean, they were terrible. There's no beating your chest for that. That's what Miami should have done.
Right. Should have been worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
All right, this game I circled for me. Big one for me. Louisville at home.
Yeah,
but it's still Louisville.
It's still Louisville, and it's at home.
Yep.
You spent a lot of money if you're Miami. This is not a comparable talent situation. Miami's got superior talent, and they're at home. Miami. That's what should happen.
Give me a score prediction.
No, too early for me to give scores. We got to see. Just too early to give an actual score prediction. I can do that the day of the game or the week of the game.
Okay.
I can't jump ahead. I'm not that type of prognosticator. It all comes down to I'll base my opinion based on how Vegas sets their number.
Yeah. Stanford at home.
Win. Yeah. Next. Short discussion.
All right. These next two are asterisk.
Yeah, go ahead.
On the road at SMU.
Dangerous. Got everything. Got all the makings of upset. All the makings.
Lashley's going to want.
It's got it. I mean, this is Miami's favored by 3.5 in that game. I'm just saying it now.
For me, as a fan, it would hurt more losing to him because he has all our guys. It would just prove a point to the fact that he's coaching. He's out. If he wins that game against Miami, it is a proven point that he is out coaching Mario Cristobal.
Yeah,
it's all our guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you run with that commentary because I've already planted my flag in the sand.
Yeah, no, it's just the truth.
And man, it's a fucking dangerous game, man. It's not dangerous. It is what it is. That's a serious game. And that following game, let's just go right into it. Virginia Tech?
No, Syracuse.
Syracuse? Yeah, they should handle business at home.
It's at home, yep.
Syracuse is... I like Fran Brown, their coach, and they're recruiting South Florida kids.
They're well coached.
Yeah, I like what they're doing.
Yep.
We still should have beat them, but I like what they're doing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Win.
Then
we come back home again, NC State.
Win.
Not much to talk about
Nothing.
there. Well, here's your game.
Yeah, at
Virginia Tech on the road.
Dangerous spot. That I'm going to predict we win. I mean, I'm just saying we're going 12-0. All right, but let's say we beat Virginia Tech. I think how we do against SMU is going to dictate how we're going to do against Virginia Tech. Where's our mindset? You could talk tough, but you got to be tough. We beat SMU, we're going to handle Virginia Tech. We lose to SMU, I could see that cancer spreading. Right?
Yeah, and it's a mentality thing.
Well, just based on recent history of the University of Miami. Recent history being, let's say, 2004 or 5 on.
Yeah.
Certainly after 2010, after I was gone, I just see us come up against teams that we should smash and we lose to.
Well, there's a reason why we don't even have one ACC championship, because we always lose some stupid ACC game that we shouldn't have, and usually it's more than one.
So as an example about losing games that we just should never lose, we played California, right? So it's a late night, sleepy ESPN game. We should cruise. It's great to watch the home team. They're down 25. I'm not even believing what I'm watching. I just fell asleep because I was just so aggravated. So, luckily we came all the way back in miraculous fashion. But, we're down 25 points to a garbage team. That's the Miami we've gotten used to. over however many years, 20, 15, just losing to a garbage team, even though we didn't lose to that team, but it felt like a loss, didn't it?
Yeah.
And, those are the games I'm talking about. You just
Yep.
can't get excited. You just can't, nothing's safe.
Nope.
With this program. And every game is, we got blown out by Middle Tennessee State at home. They don't even have 3 stars. They got 2 stars. Say what you want. That's the truth. Anyway, that's my thoughts on that. And just every game should be a free pass. Certain games should be free passes. And that's it. Anyone who doesn't agree with me, you're just lying to yourself.
Yep.
You're just not honest.
And if you watch the last 15, 20 years of the University of Miami, we are the November debacle. Every time we get into November, we tank at the end. And the last 2 games of our schedule are on the road to Virginia Tech, and then the next game that we're going to get into now, Pittsburgh. That game scares me because in 2017,
I remember that game like it was yesterday.
We were 11-0 going into that game.
I remember I was locked up. I'm inside. They put out the gambling tickets, and every single guy in the entire unit, 5,000 guys, bet Miami minus 14. The real line was 11, 11.5.
Yeah.
But inside, everyone juices up the favorite. And everyone was just remembering what Miami did to Notre Dame a week earlier or 2 weeks earlier and just anointed us. But at the end of the day, Malik Rozier was Malik Rozier, right?
Yep.
So I remember saying, I love Pittsburgh getting all these points. And they're like, Shapiro, what are you talking about? What, are you a hater? I go, no, you guys are just idiots. I know this program. There is no way we're traveling up the last day of November in the snow or frigid weather and just ripping these dudes' hearts out. The other way. Kenny Pickett was a freshman.
Yep.
And I remember we were just getting beat down, and I'm not laughing at them losing. I'm laughing at how stupid the public is thinking that we're just going to go in there and clean someone's clock by 2 touchdowns in the winter. Maybe the old Miami teams do, not the current versions of these Miami teams. So, yeah, that's a dangerous trap. Any game in November is a dangerous trap on the road for our program.
Yep.
I don't care I don't care. And honestly, if we're undefeated, it's even more dangerous.
Yep.
Because now it's amped up much more on the other end. I always said when we were running shit, I never worried about the Florida States or Floridas or Notre Dames or Oklahoma, Alabamas in that era coming to play us when they were highly ranked. It was the team that we weren't up for. I always worried about beating us. The high-ranked teams, we were going to be jacked, and the fans were going to be jacked. So we were just jacked. But it's when you're not looking, when that upset stings you. I just know it, man. I know this team's DNA. Mario loves talking about DNA. I know that team's DNA. I know that program's DNA.
So,
I don't know how else I could break it down, man.
Give me a prediction of the Pitt game. Do we go up there and win?
I say we win, man. I'm just saying we're going undefeated. I don't want anyone to say anything. And you know why I say that, Mike? Honestly, not to start comedy or agita with the fan base. We should go undefeated. Like, honestly, we should go undefeated. You don't spend $20 million and tell everyone that you're the baddest recruiter in America and then go 7-5, 9-3, or even 10-2, like last year. You kick ass and keep kicking ass until you capture the flag. You know where I stand, man. What do I say? ACC championship and playoff, or bust, That's it. There's no in betweens. So, what is your opinion? I'm going to ask you for your expert opinion. You're a diehard psycho Miami fan, the typical Miami fan that hated me to guts. That's okay. You have to fight first before you can be friends.
Yeah.
Tell me what you think of the program. Give me your breakdown of this season schedule.
I'm going to put it in 3 categories. I'll give you a high end, a middle, what I think it's going to be, and then a low end. So the high end for me is 9-3. The reason I say that is because I just look based on numbers, as we talked about, we talked about on our last podcast, the bottom line when you're in business. What's your bottom line numbers?
Yeah.
The numbers speak for itself. And Miami's 3 games away from being 7-5 with Cam Ward last year.
Great point.
Yeah, you have Cal, Virginia Tech, and Louisville right there, 3 games. And when I look at this schedule here, It is light years harder than last year's schedule. Light years harder.
As far as talent, oppositional talent, yes.
Yes. Oppositional talent and scary road games, Virginia Tech, SMU, and even the games at home, Notre Dame and Florida. I mean, those are much harder games than we had at home than last year, by far. So just that alone, there's no more Cam Ward. Cam Ward can't save us from a 25-point deficit anymore. And you have question marks. You have a Corey Heatherman at defensive coordinator that he could be great, but we don't know. He's not a Matt Patricia hire like Ohio State. You know, that's a proven guy.
Someone made that point once. Oh, me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, it's true. He's not. And then Carson Beck, he could be great, but it's still another small question mark there. You don't know.
Carson Beck has massive. He's got
a lot of pressure on him. A ton.
He's got man-sized pressure on him.
Yeah.
You know, he's going to get paid either way, but you know, your head is another situation and what goes on in there.
So I give him 8-4. That's my real belief. I think the high end's 9-3, and then I think a very reasonable thing is 7-5. I think 7-5 is very reasonable.
Now let me take the mic and ask you some questions.
Okay, go ahead.
So 8-4, 9-3. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
Successful season?
No. Disgusting. Especially after what you just paid Carson back.
What is your expectation for you to say, I'm proud of this team, he did a solid job?
11-1.
11-1.
I think they could lose a game. They could sneak a game away, especially if it's an out-of-conference game. Let's say they lose to Florida at home. It doesn't hurt us. We can get to the ACC championship. We can win the ACC, and as soon as you punch your ticket in the ACC championship, you're in the playoff regardless. And if you win it, you got a first-round bye.
So your over/under for success is 1.
1 loss.
1 loss.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You know, you have high expectations, but in all honesty, they're realistic expectations.
Yeah.
You cannot pound your chest and say we're the best recruiting team. This is the place to be. We have 5-star talent all over the field, and lose more than 1 game.
Yep.
That's an accurate assessment.
I'll say this: if they lose 2 games, it has to be 1 out of conference and 1 in conference.
Mm-hmm.
Has to be. You can only afford 1 ACC loss. That's it. I don't care which one it is. You can only afford 1, and then you can still get your way into the playoff or ACC championship. So you lose to Notre Dame opening night, and then you lose to SMU on the road. You still can find your way in the ACC championship and get yourself in the playoff.
So then, does 2 losses become acceptable?
It really depends on if the scenario is that they make the ACC, because it really depends on the other teams. So the problem is you're putting it on them, like you're putting it on other teams. You got to hope that the other teams are going to lose and you get your way in.
Yeah.
11-1 is really my answer. 10-2 has to be 1-1. 1 out of conference, 1 in conference.
Okay,
but
I listen. I understand that.
Yeah,
and I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
you know, I just think it's however you slice it. Number of losses are not the relevant point here.
Yeah,
ACC champions.
However he gets
not
there.
Championship game, champions.
They have to win.
And a playoff berth, so you don't back in. You belong there.
Yeah,
that's it. Fan base, you don't like that? Tough, fucking tough. It's what it is. It's a reality.
Yep.
You know, how much more do you accept before you say, "Listen, we've gone as far as we can go"? How much more can you do for a coach in resources, money he has, personal money, job security? He's got that. Resources for NIL. He's got that. He's got everything. Now, we expect. We, fan base, we expect.
Yep. There's nothing more to be said about it. It really isn't. This
is it, man. For me, this is a shitter, get the fuck out of here moment.
Yep.
And that's just real. And if he is successful and does those things, he's deserving to stay and continue getting paid and maybe re-up his own contract.
Yeah.
I'll say it right out. He deserves it at that point. Right now, He don't get he gets no job security in my eyes. He does that, he's earned it.
Well, guys, I don't know if you haven't subscribed by now. I don't know what you're doing at this point. I don't think there's another Miami podcast that gets this authentic and raw. And that's what I love about
Well,
what
you
we
know
do.
for sure no
It's
one's gonna.
yeah,
Everyone's compromised because they got their ties that they want to be around the program and they want to get free merchandise and they want to be able to get interviews and this. I'm just gonna tell you motherfuckers what it is, man. Period. I speak to a lot of former Canes. Over under 100. Over. I'm not the only one who feels this way.
that's for sure. I speak to them too. So, guys, please drop a like and subscribe before you leave today. This was amazing. We covered every single game, and I hope that, you guys could see into what, Nevin's perspective was. Drop a comment on what you guys think the record's going to be below. And as always, we'll catch you on the next one.